Zach Maslany now making his way to the stage. Maslany in the black and white. Expect fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem.
Veritable dream team of killers.
Him and JM
Yes, sir.
holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Great technique. He's
a beast. He's a savage.
excellent coaches, I have to say. Great guys, JM and Zach.
It's a beautiful.
Great guys, JM and Zach.
Veritable dream team of killers.
He's a beast. He's a savage.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem. It's 10th Planet Bethlehem. It's a beautiful.
Great technique. He's
It's 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Oh, what up? Zach's Corner Podcast, episode 31. What up, everybody in a radio voice? How are you guys doing today? I'm freaking pumped up, dude. I just drank a coffee, so it sounds like I just took some speed or something like that. Is because I'm drinking high-level coffee from a wedding gift that we received from my father-in-law. Got a really dope coffee maker. It's a Breville 9000, or it's the T1000 or something like that, Breville T1000. And it makes coffee. And I figured out how to froth the milk, and now I froth the milk, all right? So I can't handle Dunkin' Donuts, like Donald Trump said, they burn the beans. And they do. The burns, you walk in there and it smells like they just burnt the shit out of a bunch of beans. It's like in the back, they just have a barrel lit on fire because Dunkin' Donuts is too cheap to pay for air conditioning. And they're just throwing in like old beans, like throw these beans in. Or maybe like that's how it's like a locomotive. Like that's how they make the coffee. Like they just toss beans into a incinerator, and it just boom shoots them up like they're throwing coal, like they're an old the Dunkin' Donuts guy's in the back like he's an old railroad conductor just throwing beans in. And that's messed up because Dunkin' Donuts sucks. And the only kind of coffee that I will drink is Starbucks, obviously, even though, like Chris Dealey said, Starbucks tastes like the back of someone's bung or the back of someone's butthole or something like that. But whatever he said about it. But it's true. Some of the coffees there are horrible. Some of them just have so much sugar and all that stuff in it, and it's gross. But I do like I like the sweet ones, but it's not even really coffee. It's like you're drinking a milkshake. And what I'm looking for is a coffee. And around here, there's a couple of places, but really there's no high-level coffee places. There's no black belt level coffee. It's like a bunch of purple belts running shit out here. And it's tough. But the coffee machine at home makes the best coffee, and the coffee that I like the best, and that you have to get you can't get piece of shit coffee because it won't grind up in the machine right. And then when you go to put it through the thing that sends the coffee through with the drip or filter or whatever it is, it's just not going to work. So I'm a barista over here. What else was I talking about? So have you guys listened to the John Jock podcast on Joe Rogan? If not, Chuuu Doin. You should be listening to that podcast. That podcast there's so much knowledge dropped. And, John Jock is really like a modern day Yoda / grandmaster in martial arts. Like there's a lot of fake ass martial arts out there. Obviously, you guys know, Grandmaster Sifu, Fuckstick or whatever the guy's name is. And, he's overweight and he can't tie his belt and he's still doing like super old traditional karate. And, times are changing and I'm like a chameleon out here. I just keep, doing what I got to do to try to stay alive. And same with our crew. And that's the way I feel about jiu-jitsu. Like jiu-jitsu moves so fast. It's faster than the speed of light. Like you look and it's like, trends and things happen and all of a sudden, bang, we're on to the next thing. And I feel like that's the way martial arts is. Like, karate and some of these traditional martial arts, there's great things about them and there's different things you can use. But some of the old masters that were, fake or were teaching, really bogus styles of karate, because you could still go to a good karate school. I'm not saying that. Or you could still go to a good like Taekwondo school and have a lot of fun and become pretty good in that specific aspect of martial art. But, you're always going to have holes. Like if you're just some karate guy, like if you don't hit me with that reverse kick, Machida style, which you're probably not, I'm going to catch your foot or whatever. And then if I tackle you to the ground or just pull guard, I'm still going to, entangle your legs and all that stuff. People say you wouldn't use a heel hook in a street fight. complete false. Like if someone took me down or like I couldn't tackle the guy and I had to like pull guard somehow, there's ways I could get him down if I was on the ground. Now, it's not like I'm going to be pulling single leg X in like, a parking lot or something like that. Let's get real. But like if someone punched me or tackled me or something like that, or, hit me when I wasn't looking and I got two-pieced and then I fell over, I would for sure entangle the person's legs, Or if I'm fighting some fucking big guy, like I'm not going to try to double him in a parking lot, or I'm not going to try to, square up with them and end up on, Nash Tigram's Instagram over here and, or get slammed or something like that. So maybe you have to pull guard. I don't know. Right. But I don't know why we're talking about street fights. We were talking about the John Jock podcast. And I think that's you're really doing yourself a disservice if you're not in there listening to John Jock podcast, because that shit is fire. Right. John Jock is just dropping major knowledge like he always does. And, he's such a soft-spoken guy. And, I have to, like, reiterate things and say things over and over again. John Jock really just says it once, and you're like, damn. Like, John Jock said that? Oh, shit. Like, that's crazy. And I can't wait. Zach Edwards, shout out to him, one of our purple belts. He's going to be competing in the Finishers 185. He's out in California right now. Got to train with Marvin, doing a little camp out there with Marv. Marv. He probably doesn't like that. And who else is out there? He's going over to John Jock's. Zach's going over to John Jock's. He's in Oceanside, so he's doing a little traincation. And I encourage all of our guys to do that. I did that when I was a blue belt and stuff, flying out to Cali and just training for a week and going to all the schools and, taking a train from one spot down to, I'll never forget these times. Like there was one time where we flew out competing in Gracie Nationals. And then we took a train from Cali to San Diego, or not San Diego, Vista, California. And we took a train out to Vista, and we trained with Boogie and Gio and the whole squad. I'm pulling up Instagram right now. Here is Big Zach Edwards over at Kyle training at Oceanside with Kyle Chambers, rolling with him. He's got the Boogeyman. Kyle Chambers got some type of Boogeyman rash guard on. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, but yeah, we did that. We would like train in Monday through Thursday at HQ with Sensei Eddie Brav, and then we would take a trip down from LA, and this is when we were super broke and we couldn't really afford to rent cars, so we were just going out to with our cars and then figuring out like ways around, like that's what like people say, like the entrepreneur shit. Like if you want it bad enough, you can definitely make it happen. You can definitely make it happen. You just have to make the right decisions. You have to, and there's a lot of shit obviously going into it, and I can't break all that down because I only got so much time because I got to go to class. What the heck was I going to say? Yeah, it's just too much stuff to go into, but you definitely have to, real quick though on it, you definitely have to take chances. Like you have to sometimes just be like, fuck it and take a chance, And I'm really, like I said, I think it was last podcast, I was just saying how grateful I am for everything that I'm able to be a part of right now. And not only am I grateful, but one thing is it just came from hard work and then like taking risks. And my wife was just telling me about something about like how entrepreneurs or the top, people with the top IQs in the country all work for someone else because, they're so smart. This is crazy. They're so smart that they're afraid to take risk. I don't know if this makes any sense. They're afraid to take risks, so they take calculated risks along the way, but all these slow incremental steps in risk eventually end up leading to lead them to making good decisions their whole life, but they always end up like, they're having great lives and making money in the whole nine because they're freaking smart as hell. But then when they get to the end, it's like, okay, we worked our way up all the way, but then sometimes entrepreneurs, but they don't have the just not give a shit attitude where a guy like myself or, JM or, who knows the best. I mean, we're just two dudes, but I mean, I'm saying like maybe the best entrepreneurs out there, like they just straight up take chances and they just say screw it, and they take chances that are probably not smart sometimes, and they don't pay their bills, and they live, they move out and they live in the back of their business, or they sell their car, or they don't have a car, or whatever the situation is, or they just, I mean, I'm sure you guys know people in your lives now that have just one day said, you know what, I'm done. And, I'm out. Like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm sick of, waiting around for shit to happen. I'm just going to make shit happen. And I'm just going to go out there and, see what happens and just do it and move to a different, state, or move to a different, I know a lot of people right now just straight up move to a different country, or like, for instance, or my boy Dan just saw what we were doing and just like was like, fuck it. And he just opened up a cryo lab. And then my other friend, Dan, is a plumber. And then another guy I know is an electrician. And I know another guy who's, Quentin, who runs Finishers TV. Like, he's working on doing his own thing. And, we got a bunch of guys quitting their job to do jujitsu and, or just do martial arts and like try to run their own business and stuff. And it's so awesome. But like, you kind of got to be a little bit crazy to take risks like that. You can't, it's not always just going to be like the smartest move. And then sometimes a lot of people, really won't understand, the risk you're taking, and they'll tell you to get a job, and they'll tell you to do this, and they'll tell you to do that. And, you do all those things, obviously, but eventually you're just like, you know what, I can't do that anymore. And like, even young Will right now, shout out to Will, he's going into the army. He went to like NAC and Votech or whatever it was. Maybe he didn't go to NAC. He went to like trade school and learned welding, and then he was working for a welding company, and he's 18 years old, out of high school, fucking hard worker, worked his way up, got the job, like was making good money and was living on his own. Got his own apartment, got a car, but he just realized his life sucked kind of. And this is what he told me. Like, he just really couldn't train. He didn't have time really to spend with his family. And those were the two things that he really liked in his life. He wanted to train. He wanted to spend time with his family. So he was just like, you know what? I'm not going to work this job my whole life. And he saw the writing on the wall, and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm out. Boom. Quit the job. Went on vacation. Now he's going into the army. He leaves next week. So I'm sad to see him go. And you might be saying like, well, he's going in the army, but he's taking action now and doing stuff and doing something that others won't do. A lot of people won't do it because he knows he's going to get paid from the army, he knows he's going to get he can use that for further his education more when he comes back from doing his bid or whatever. He's a single kid, he's in great shape. Like, he's going to kick dudes' asses in the army and in other countries if he has to. And then when he comes back, he thinks he wants to pursue fighting and martial arts and stuff like that. Hey, man, that is awesome, man. That is the fucking American dream right there, if I've ever heard it. Just trying to do his own thing and just getting fired up about it. I love it. It's awesome, man. It's just seeing something like that is cool. And I know he's going to be away from his family now, which sucks, going in the army, but eventually he'll be back, and he's making the moves now. So like, look, I don't want to, I'm always going to be a part of my school, but I don't want to be teaching class and putting my body on the line every day. I mean, I love this and I would do it, but I'm saying I'm probably not. I would do this like this, the way I'm doing it right now, working out, training, the whole nine. I would do that all the way up until the day I died. I would, and I'm going to try to. But, as I get older, I'm not going to be competing as much. I've already cut it down a lot. I am doing a Pan Ams in September, so prepare to get ankle picked out there if you're in my division. But I'm going to I'm going to tone it down a little bit and concentrate more on coaching. And like, I have goals as a coach that I've hit some pretty crazy goals that I didn't even really know that I could have. But now, what seemed like lofty goals maybe back in the day that I probably wouldn't have even mentioned, I wasn't like, oh, when am I going to get a student to ADCC? When am I going to have a student become a champion of something? When are we going to have a guy do this? Or we're going to have a guy do that? And then all of a sudden we got all, Grace and Thor and our squad's killing it. And I think, and we got a bunch of little kids too that are murderers and stuff. And I'm thinking like, yeah, man, I might just have to I want to try to get someone to UFC. I want to try to get someone to UFC. I see what Faraz Sahabi's doing. I see what John Danaher's doing. And, I see what obviously my coach Eddie Bravo is doing. And I see what these guys have been influential in jiu-jitsu, and then also coach guys in mixed martial arts and just be involved with the sport. I want to do that. I want to be I'm running a finisher sub only. Like, I want to run MMA fights eventually one day. I don't know. I'm going to try to just keep getting into stuff and see what happens. Yeah. So, and it is one thing that is bullshit about becoming an entrepreneur is you really have to take those chances in the beginning, because it does take money to make money. Like, because we're doing good, I'm able to invest in more things because I know we're making a certain amount of money and I can live at a certain comfortability for myself. And I feel pretty comfortable right now, which is good. Like, from what I was living in, I mean, this is like luxury, and I have a good life. So I'm definitely satisfied, but I'm going to keep pushing for several reasons. And the more money I make, the more cool things I can do, with my business and then traveling and stuff like that. So it's just like it's a crazy whirlwind to be in once you get going. Like, but at first it's so hard to start, man. The first couple of years, you might just be like, pff. And so many businesses I see fail. I really see so many that fail. And now that I'm getting older and I like to listen about, and I'm not going to name any businesses, but I like to listen to other people, and people have even asked me for advice, and I'm sure, asked JM for advice about business stuff, and I hear and I'm like, whoa, like I hear about other small businesses that are kind of like mine, and I hear what they're doing, and I hear like the customer service, and I hear the way the owners run it and everything like that, and I'm just like, wow, that's insane. Like, I really try to take my shit so seriously to where like it's me and JM are 100% in, and I don't want to, some people are just crazy, but I mean, there's so many things that you can avoid doing just by being smart or whatever, and I'm just like, wow, like that's, dude, like I can't believe you're doing that. And I see that's one reason probably why businesses fail. And then also some people just don't have good ideas. We are also lucky that we have, we kind of opened up a martial arts business at a really good time when martial arts is growing. Jiu-Jitsu is getting so popular. Like millions of listeners on Joe Rogan heard John Jock Machado. We had a guy show up at our school because he heard the podcast. Now, I don't know if he signed up. I doubt it, but at least he came in. That's one more guy. And then, I talked to him for like a couple minutes, and then maybe it'll take him another couple months to come in, or maybe he'll never come in. But you know what? If he had a good experience when he came and just watched advanced class, maybe he'll tell more people about it and say, man, I've been trying to get over there and I just haven't been able to get over there, and it's just tough and blah, 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 whatever the excuse is. But eventually he might come in, so that's really dope. But what else is going on? So this weekend is Grace Gundrum versus Gabby the Pretzel Etzel going down on Saturday, November 17th. So this will probably come out next week or whenever my bro gets it done. But today I'm recording this Thursday night. Tomorrow morning I leave for the Showboat, Atlantic City, coming at you. Me and Grace hitting the tables. JM is actually in Greece right now, so he's over there spending Deutschmarks and trying to figure some things out for us over in the Greece area. And he's seeing what's over there. He's over there with George, the goat herder himself, and they're on a little vacay, so that's pretty dope. And that's the other thing, man. Traveling, you see these things that we share all the time, like traveling, like is the best thing for you, and blah, 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 blah. And it really is true, man. Like, I don't like to travel all the time, but I do like to get away and go on little trips with my wife and stuff. And I actually found a new website called Bring Fido. We haven't used it yet, but it basically helps you find places that allow dogs, which is cool because we want to bring our dogs sometimes. And, Merlot and Ziggy, they do want to go on vacation too. And one day I want to show them the beach. So I'm really trying to press my wife to get me to let me take the dogs on vacay. So one day we will. But check it out. Finishers tournament, that's coming up. Oh, so Kasai is this weekend. Sorry, I didn't mean to skim over that. Crazy amount of talent on that Kasai card. Gio Martinez, obviously, Ashley Williams, Joao Miao, John Calistine, Junie, fucking Richard Alarcon, combat jiu-jitsu champ. It's going to be nuts, dude. I can't wait to see that shit. So, but we got to go down and mat early for the weigh-in. So my plan is, and this always happens, like we want to go down and we're going to have to weigh in and do all that jazz at like 1 p.m. And then that'll be over by like 3 or 4. And then after that, it's just whatever. So we're going to go watch CFFC, go watch some MMA fights, staying at the Showboat. Saturday morning, got absolutely nothing to do. They kick you out of the hotel early. And then we got till 4 o'clock to just show up there. So we really got fucking who knows, right? So basically what's going to happen with that is we are going to probably go see a movie. And then after that, we go to the matches. Grace hopefully kicks ass, which I know she will. And then we'll watch the tournament, and then we'll drive home and get home at 4 a.m. Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm probably going to be over at the Allentown spot doing some work over there because things need to be done. So we're working on construction, and that leads me to the next couple of things. I just got to, I know this was a quick one. I don't really have that much stuff. Let me see what was in my notes that I wrote down. A couple of things. Let's see, what should I go over first? To get all of our gear and shit, you guys know you can go on shopfinishers.com. That's huge. That has all of our stuff. Our BJJ Fanatics DVD dropped, and then I'm going to do a little commercial for this. So that way it just plays at the end because it's residual, if you know what I mean. So we just keep getting paid and keep getting paid and keep getting paid off these. So we just got to keep selling it. So if you guys want to, I don't really have, I don't really like do one of those podcast things where you have Patreons and like all this shit where you donate money or whatever. And I don't really have any real sponsors per se for the podcast, but if there is one way that you guys want to support me and JM, you can always go in and buy the DVD. And I feel comfortable trying to sell stuff, because it is really cheesy, but we work really hard on that. Like we got back from Japan, just a story about the BJJ Fanatics DVD we filmed. That was down at the Fuji Gym. Really thankful for the opportunity. Travis Stevens, Mike Zenga, everybody from BJJ Fanatics, John Palamaika, I think that's how you say his name. Last name that was probably butchered, but John from Fuji, and man, they've done so much for us already, and it's really it was really a blessing. So we got a sweet deal with them, and we filmed all the 10 Planet warm-ups. Me and JM, we added some other stuff in there too, just talking about EBI rules and whatnot. So, and it's just like the basis. Like if you're an advanced guy already, you know all the warm-ups. You probably could still learn something off it. But if you're just trying to look into add to your no-gi game and you want to throw the 10 Planet warm-ups in there, like you want to learn them, like it's us explaining them. So like actually you're getting the explanation, and they're not like really long 20-minute explanations. It's not a seminar on each one. It's more like 5-minute explanation each video, and then you can rewind it and go over it as many times as you want. You could do the digital download, or you can buy the actual DVD, which is really dope. I can't wait to get that DVD. But you can do, if you use the promo code 10P Bethlehem, it saves you like 15% off or something like that. And then they're going to give you more coupons for other shit. BMAX got one up there. Gordon Ryan DVDs. I heard he's pretty good. There's just a ton of dudes up there too, like old school ones. Jeff Glover. Like if you're into, wrestling, they got BJJ Fanatics has everything. So just Craig Jones, you know what I mean? Look it up, and we're gonna do more too. I want to add to that. I want to do like an addition to it, and then probably add Grayson Thorin and shit like that. So just check it out. Go to bjjfanatics.com, just search it, Google it, whatever. You can always go on any of my Instagrams too, at Zach Maslany, 10P Bethlehem, all that shit, and look at the link in the bio, and then it has all that stuff up there too. If you're a business tip out there, if you have an Instagram, which is pretty much everyone has to have an Instagram. If you're trying to run a martial arts business, you don't have an Instagram, Chuuu Doin. Right? You need a gram, and then on the gram, you can go in the story, or not story, you can go in the bio, and in your bio, you have to sign up for this thing called Linktree. Well, you don't have to do shit, but you can sign up for this thing called Linktree, and you just go in the bio, and it says, the first thing that comes up, I got a cool little picture in the background, Mount Fuji, and then it says BJJ Fanatics, buy my DVD, sign up for 10th Planet Allentown, which is opening. They're already doing construction. Shout out to Fabo Constructions. You can get the Grappler's Guide discount. You can shop our stuff. You can check out the Finisher Sub Only, which is going down. I'll talk about that in a second. You can sign up, or you can just email me for any inquiries or any shit like that. Like if you want to, hey, I want to sponsor Grace. Hey, I want to give the Finishers Tournament $15,000. Just hit me on the gram. Hit me on the hip means page me. Remember that one from Big L? But check me out on the gram, dude. How are you not following me, bro? Right, the gram, son. That's how the kids are all talking. But I just threw up a pretty sweet Photoshop done by Potts BJJ. Me and Grace over at the Showboat gambling and stuff. Rain Man, Grace counting cards. I'm over here, Tom Cruise in it. I would beat Tom Cruise's ass in a fight. I know you're probably saying like, no, duh. Don't tell me shit I already knew. But listen, if me and Tom Cruise wanted to fight, I could knock him out. I could see myself getting him with a switch kick, but I would definitely put hands on him. But if we were just in like a fucking match or whatever, I would slice him. You know what I mean? If we were just in a match, I would just slice him and dice him, put him in whatever I want. But anyways, I'm the Tom Cruise in that situation. And then go on Linktree. It's kind of a little confusing how to sign up, but once you do, you can add all that stuff. So if you click Linktree. If you click the link in my bio on mine, and let's see what the 10 Planet Bethlehem one, I got the pro one on that because we got like 11.3K followers on the 10 Planet Bethlehem one, which is pretty dope because I did it without paying for it, So And then on there, let's click on it and see what it says. That one has, yeah, like picture of space, and it's got buy our DVD, 10 Planet sign up, Bethlehem schedule. You can click on the schedule. Like if you're like, hey man, what's the schedule tonight? Go on the gram, dude. You know you're taking a shit at work. Go on the gram, search it out, check out the BJJ Fanatics thing. The martial arts yoga's tagged it. Okay, sweet man. Thanks, bro. And you can get our DVD, whatever. So it's kind of cool to say DVD. It's like I dropped a mixtape, which is really dope. So I'm gonna get way heavier into the Photoshop. So I'm gonna have my man Potts BJJ hit me with mad Photoshops of like random shit, dumb shit that I want to do. Like I just thought of one, like we could put like me and JM as like dropping a mixtape on just some dumb Photoshop on like the old Wu-Tang CD or something like that. I don't know. That was just stupid, but who knows? So also the last thing, finishers tournament, finishers sub only 10. It's one of our biggest one going down. I'm working on like 3 main event super fights and some other shit. So, it's going to be a big one. The 185 tournament, we got some stack card coming up. I'm not really going to announce too many of the names, but you guys can kind of figure it out. Again, follow us on the gram, follow us on Facebook, at finishers, sub only. So peep that out. There's a Midwest finishers too. If you guys don't know about that, there's a Midwest finishers, but the finishers 10 East Coast style is going down November 16th. Also, the Finishers Open 3. It'll be the 3rd time we've done an open one, so we've gotten better. We got all new mats, sponsored by Fuji, so you guys check it out on the gram. It's 2 big sizes, like 2 big sections, like basically same size as IBJJF, and then there's 2 sections. They're going to side 1, side 2, or whatever, and then there's going to be, and then we're going to break it down. So we're going to do that during the day. It's going to be a long day, and I know people are like, oh man, I'm going to be tired. So what? Drink a coffee. It's going to be fun. It's Jiu-Jitsu Woodstock. Some people compete during the day, but if you're in the pro event at night, come later. And we're going to sell tickets and stuff for this one, or $40. I got some tickets made, so I'm going to have a ticket link coming up. I just was kind of waiting until after this weekend to add some more stuff. And I'm just super pumped. It's a big event. And after this, we'll be able to do the events a little more frequently. And we're going to take the Finishers 10 on the road. This one's at the Parkview Conference Center, Parkview Inn and Conference Center in Allentown, PA, 11151 Bulldog Drive. Just again, go on the gram, search us on Smooth Comp, or just go to finishersjujitsu.com. I love when people try to say jujitsu that can't say it. They're like jujitsu. Say it like you fucking speak English, dude. Jiu-jitsu. It's not that hard. Get your head out of your ass on that one. So, but yeah, so pumped up for that. I got a bunch of super fights, and don't be mad if you don't get in. Sorry if you don't get in. There's like literally we get over 100. Every time we do this, we get 100 inquiries for people to get in, and I go off the people I know and the people I see, killing it in the sub only game already. Or if you're like a new guy and I know you're like, for instance, Liam Krellinston is Ethan Krellinston's younger brother, and I hear from inside sources that he's a beast. And I got another guy that's been wanting to compete for us for a while, John Vena, from Sheridan BJJ. He competes in sub only all the time and I've never actually met John specifically, and I've never met Liam specifically, but I know one of them comes from a really good pedigree, obviously, and he's looks like a younger in shape dude training with Dunner. And the other guy I've been seeing killing it on the sub only scene. So why wouldn't I put those guys on? Right. So that's if you're always wondering, and check out the Grappling Rewind podcast. I'm sure they're going to drop my video or their video soon on like how people pick who's in these events. And the way we pick who's in these events is we pick who is killing it on the scene and guys that are already, established. And we get a good mix. We get like a bunch of guys who are not established trying to get established. And I love putting those guys on, like purple belts and brown belts that are super tough. Blue and white's probably not going to make it into the pro event, but, and then we get a good mix of like 4 to 6, black belts and brown belts that compete all the time, place in ADCC or whatever, and they want to come back. Like this one, we probably have Dante Leon wants to do our event. So, there's a couple of guys, I've been talking to some of our sponsors from Red Bowie and some of the other guys that are interested in getting some of their guys on. So we'll see. I always keep a couple spots open, but we do have a bunch of guys confirmed. We got a couple active purples on the scene right now that I want to throw in there and see how they do. And they usually get the black belt or brown belt, more seasoned competitor in the first round, and then you kind of see how that goes. And then sometimes, the blue, the purple or brown will sneak that black belt, and then sometimes a more established guy just smokes the first two guys, and then it gets down to the nitty gritty. And in the 105 division, obviously, women's is going to be fire. The women always throw down. So that's going to be sick. To register for everything, finishersjujitsu.com. Finishers Jitsu? Yeah, that's what it is. It's Jitsu. All right, Finishers Jitsu. And then also, too, if you guys are looking into looking at cool stuff, which I am, check out the Shugio Invitational on Instagram. Again, or you could just search it on YouTube. It's a pretty interesting concept that Phil and the guys from 10 Planet Portland did, and it's pretty cool. So peep that out. I think that's pretty much all I got for you today. That's about 31 minutes. I'm going to have to cut this one short and got to get going. I got to run over to the school. Thor's got ADCC training, so I got to walk the dogs real quick and head out. And then, yeah, I don't know. Probably going to, maybe grab some dinner, grab a drink with my wife tonight before I leave early tomorrow for Kasai. So if I don't hear from you guys, have a great weekend and miss y'all, and come see me and buy our DVD. And I love you guys. Thanks for the support as always, and keep on trucking. What's up, guys? Zach here from the Finishers Podcast and from this podcast, Zach's Corner Podcast. And this podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, The Grappler's Guide 3.0. Just go to thegrapplersguide.com. Check it out. Actually, instead of going to thegrapplersguide.com, you can go to me on Instagram at Zach Maslany. Click the link in my bio. Under there, there'll be a spot that says Grappler's Guide. If you click that link and go to the Grappler's Guide, you can get 30% off. Use the promo code Finishers too. You can get 30% off a lifetime membership, and I know there's some other deals with that too. So check out the Grappler's Guide. It's probably the largest grappling website that there is. Jason Scully, shout out to him. We filmed a bunch of videos on there. So if you're looking for the 10 Planet warm-ups, they're on there. If you're looking for, if you're like, dude, my open guard sucks ass, I need to figure some shit out, they're going to give you some ideas right there. Back attacks program, turtle and crucifix program, truck program, arm lock series. If you do gi for some odd reason, they got shit on there. If you're like trying to wrist lock people and piss them off, they got that on there. They also have what I really like is the outside experts. Not only do you get our stuff, but you get Riley Bodycomb, Dan Koval, Aaron Millam, Craig Jones, Wilson Hayes, Travis Stevens. You want to get your judo up? We're going to be down there. Lachlan Giles. If you want to get your guillotine up, learn from Josh Hinger. So check out the Grappler's Guide. Use the promo code Finishers. Or like I said, go to Instagram, click the link in my bio, and then click where it says Grappler's Guide. Use the promo code Finishers, and you're good to go. Get your learn on, motherfucker!
Hey everybody, this is Paul Maslany, Zach's little brother. I am Zach's podcast producer for Zach's Corner. I produce podcasts for multiple shows. Anyone who's interested in starting their own podcast, producing a podcast, they need a podcast producer, they need someone to help them with audio for anything. I do a little bit of video production with it. We can get audio tracks and stuff up onto YouTube. There's one-time deals. We could do hourly rates. I have packages. They're all custom built depending on what you want and what you need. I can help with one episode. I can help sign on for a whole season. It's whatever you're looking for. Maybe you just want me to show you how to do the basics and help you launch your podcast. Then you can take over and do everything on your own. Any of you who want to make recording a podcast a priority, I can show you how to do it yourself, help you get started. I could help you run it and produce it. If you want a professional quality podcast, I can get it up. I can get it online. Do your show notes. I can convert it to YouTube. I can get it on multiple platforms. There's other services are available as well. Reference the show notes for my email address to contact me.